What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Pretty good. All right, so I'm going to say this now, and you help me out because you know I'm from East Ridge. Even though you work for a worldwide company, you help me with the last name, and I'm going to look over here at my Hooked on Phonics, and you tell me if I get this right. Even though I've known you a long time, Chris Baumunk.
That's it, man. You did it.
I think I've pretty much done with the interview. I've hit my high note right there.
Hey, I appreciate you having me. Thank you for your time, sir.
Hey, man, so you're the VP of sales, if I'm not mistaken, for Echelon Fit.
That's correct.
All right, let's do everybody a favor because there's folks that may not really understand what Echelon Fit is. Tell everybody what Echelon Fit is, and then me and you are going to talk about the future of fitness, some of the cool products you have, and I might encourage us to tell a few stories about the gym life. So what is Echelon Fit?
So Echelon Fitness is a Chattanooga-based company. We are a connected fitness company that brings fitness live and on demand, streaming into your home. We provide equipment, whether it be bikes, rowers. We have virtual trainers that most people would know them as the mirrors, as well as a treadmill that we're going to launch in October. So our goal is to bring fitness on demand whenever a lot of times, as you said, with the gym life, it's hard to find time, or people have a hard time finding time. But when the equipment and the personal trainer is live in your home, there's no more excuses. So we bring those trainers. We have over 40 of them, 2 studios, one here in Chattanooga at the Choo Choo, one in Miami, Florida. And we bring those live virtual certified instructors to your home on a daily basis, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So,
yeah, well, fitness has changed. And when you sent me that text and I started thinking about it, it's changed because of the quarantine and COVID, but it was changing before that anyway.
Absolutely. Last year we were we go to trade shows and talk to the professionals and the leaders in the industries, and they were actually seeing home fitness start to pass gym fitness by 10% year over year, and COVID was just jet fuel on the fire. I mean, it's just a perfect storm of a growing market, and then that growing market feeding right into what COVID was doing, which was forcing all of us to stay at home. So you had a tremendous amount of demand for folks who are used to waking up in the morning, going to the gym, going to work, the routines, and now that routine was messed up. So Echelon Fitness has been able to answer some of that demand by providing that fitness equipment and also the classes and instruction right to your home.
Yeah, well, I mean, and two, we are getting, the cultures of convenience. I mean, we are a society of convenience. So I don't have time if you don't have time to put your clothes in the car, and then I got to drive and there's traffic and I got to be home for the kids. If I've got something at the house, because I've got some stuff here at my house, it's easy to put the kids down to get up 30 minutes early. I walk into the next room and I'm at the gym.
That's exactly right. And I call it the Veruca Salt generation, right? Because we have to have it now, daddy, now. Remember from Wonka. I mean, everything, if your iPhone, it takes us a minute to open an app, we get frustrated now. So on-demand fitness or connected fitness is really feeding to that, because literally we do have live classes. We film over 20 live classes a day, so you can actually participate live with several hundred people from across the world, really, because we're in almost most countries now. But you can get up, like you said, you don't have to do your hair, your makeup, you don't have to do anything. You can work out in whatever you want to work out in, and you could be, in your next room working out in 5 minutes after waking up, and then you just go right to your shower, right to your clothes, and off to your day. So very convenient.
Well, it is convenient. And one of the things, and I'm writing stuff down as you're talking to remind me to ask you.
Sure.
But one of the things that I think I've always hated, and staying in shape when I was younger, I could eat pizza or cardboard. Sticks of butter. It didn't matter. I was going to be in good shape. As you get older, to all you young folks out there, let me look in the camera. As you get older, it's hard.
Oh yeah.
That's why we use words like back in the day. So
well, it's easy. It's easier, Clint, because you gain it quicker when you're older, but it's hard to get it back off. Instead of when you were younger, you could just not eat for a couple of days and you're right back where you want to be. Now it takes months, if not years, to get back where you want to be.
I got 2 sides of my closet: the in fit side and the baggy clothes side. It's and that changes week to week, not month to month.
Well,
Week to week.
they talk about the quarantine 15. The funny thing is most of us probably been living in like sweatshorts and t-shirts for the last couple of months. And then I come back to work and I put the jeans on. It's like, oh, I didn't know I ordered skinny jeans. I thought I had regular jeans.
What are these? Am I wearing? Are these spandex?
What happened?
Well, what I was going to say is, the reason I brought that up is I am a guy that likes to work out based off a goal. And my goal used to be how much I could lift or all these different, athletic measurements. Now I'm almost in my mid 50s. I just want this functional fitness. I want to feel good, but I still hate just getting on a treadmill. I hate just sitting on a bike. It drives me insane. But one of the things that I've seen, and I get kind of jealous watching other people have it, is you guys have brought in that connecting part. In other words, Clint's not by himself anymore. I've got competition, or I've got somebody that's there running with me.
That's right. So with that, you've got also competition, which I know you and I and anybody who's ever played sports, no one's going to beat me if I can help it. Right.
Right.
So the cool thing about that is yes, you're working out with hundreds of people in some cases in class, sometimes over 1,000 people, because we're worldwide and depends on what time of day you're riding or running or rowing, whatever product you have. But the cool thing is we have leaderboards and you're competing as well. So what that does is provide an element of motivation. Sometimes you get in there and you're going and you see your numbers start to rise up and you're like, all right, I want to get number one, or I'm going to get in the top 10, or I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And then you end up working out harder than you planned on working out because your competitive nature kicks in and you want to work your way up that leaderboard. So that has really helped us build this sense of community, both on social media platform and also on the app itself, is because you can communicate. You can give people thumbs up and kind of give them emojis to communicate back and forth with people you've never met. And then you have a social media platform where our community is talking, communicating. We've had cases where they've come to Chattanooga to meet at the studio and take a live class. They have friends that they've never met, which in this day doesn't seem as weird because there's people dating who've never met, right? There's social media and the internet have provided such a broad range of access to people you've never even met, but they're some of the closest people in your life. You work out with them every morning, or you date them, or whatever the case may be. But Echelon Fitness has really provided that in a nice workout facility. So now you have that sense of community that you and I felt when we would go to the gyms, and your buddies that every day you'd see people at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock whenever you went. Now you have times where if you're working out on the platform, on the web or on the app, then you're meeting the same people. You see them, they have pictures of themselves, they're communicating with you. You guys, hey, meet you at 6 a.m. on the ride or whatever. So it's really cool to bring that sense of community and that you're not alone sense when you're working out. So
you brought up old school. You brought up old school gyms, man. I remember you go into the gym and you're motivated by the people that are around you. If you see guys that are benching something, they're squatting something, or this is a perfect example. I'm not a treadmill guy. I like to do sprints, right? But if I get on the treadmill and I'm running at a 3.5 or a 4, and you're getting on the treadmill at a 6, I'm not going to stay at a 3.5 or 4, because I'm not going to have people look over and see Clint's the guy going, now I may not be able to ride as long or run as long as you, but we're going to go for a minute.
That's right. That's right. I'm going to keep up with you for a minute. Well, funny story, a mutual friend of ours, I found myself getting to the gym at the same time he is, Gunnar Miller, and we all know how hard that man works. And I found myself in the best shape of my life. When I would look over and Gunner's over there killing it, and I'm like, I gotta do more. I gotta do more. You know what I mean? So to your point, it does help push you, and that's what the app really does. Is it gives you that competition without having to be in the same place as that person, because your team can climb up the leaderboard and you're trying to catch them. So.
And it takes that element of I'm in this alone, and it's very it's static. I'm just pedaling, and we all have our playlists. It just takes that I'm not alone, and you've used the word several times now. It brings the community to it, which is what we used to have at the old school. And I guess that's a good point to transition of how fitness is changing, because I've got my son goes to the gym. He's young and he's bulletproof in his world. Everything runs off him. He's in good shape, but I'm old and scared now. And I look at that gym and I go, all those germs that I wasn't scared of for so long.
I'm so not a germaphobe, and this whole thing has got me washing my hands 1,000 times a day. And now, since our families had it, and no big deal, my wife and my child had it, and so we all kind of, because we were so close proximity, were deemed having it. We're not as nervous about it, I guess you could say, because we have the antibodies. But to your point, the gym, I mean, I've been to I go to the gym still some for weight purposes, for lifting, and you still, every time I touch that dumbbell now, I'm thinking, oh snap, I got to go wash my hands real quick, or where's the antibacterial stuff, because I don't know who just touched this weight.
That's right.
You know, the weights are you're so sweaty when you're lifting. I mean, there's no telling what's on there. But I've never in my life thought about that until 2020 with the COVID outbreak.
So you have a bike and you have a rower. And these aren't, you know, I grew up again in the gyms. It's not your typical bike. It's not your typical rower. These are high-tech bikes, high-tech rowers. I'm sure they come with warranties in case something goes wrong with them. But they're built to connect you with people and make it more engaging. So you 15. Do you like them? What do you like about the bikes? And are there different models that you like better? Or maybe is there one for commercial versus home?
So when we started this venture about 3 years ago, Peloton was just hitting the market. And Peloton is a great bike, great company, obviously worth billions of dollars. But one thing they didn't do was provide something for everybody, because all of us don't make millions of dollars. All of us don't have you watch these commercials and these people have 10,000 square foot houses and they're like, have a whole room dedicated just for this bike. Well, that's not how normal people live.
Right.
So we had the idea of coming up with a, connected fitness for everybody. Our cheapest bike is $499. You can find it at Walmart. And our bikes, we're developing bikes that are $3,000 for those elite, cyclists and people who are looking for that elite piece of equipment. So we've always deemed ourselves as we're connected fitness for everybody, because we want to be able to offer something for everybody, because, improving people's lives through exercise and fitness. If you watch this community communicate with each other, I mean, these people are just unbelievable, happy. I mean, they have a sense of community again. They're pushing, they're losing weight, they're doing all these great things, and it's cool to be a part of that or helping facilitate that for folks. But with the rower and the bikes, we have tiers just on price points, and obviously as you get up, you get more features. As you get to the higher price points over $1,000, you usually get a screen, so you don't have to use a smartphone or an iPad or a smart device. You actually have a touch screen that's attached to it. We have 2 different models of the rower, and then we have 5 or 6 bikes now, and we're obviously growing more. And then we also have the virtual trainer. I'm sure you guys have seen or you've seen commercials for the mirror, where they have they hang the mirror on the wall and there's a virtual trainer that comes alive inside that mirror. And
I love that thing, dude.
Yeah, we've got 2 different models, and Dick's Sporting Goods has picked it up, and a couple other retailers, and we're doing very well with it. And the cool thing is that's also got live and on-demand classes. But one thing we're doing that the mirror is not is we're actually going to have live one-on-one training. So what you do is you go on there and you schedule a class with a personal trainer, and you basically do like what you and I are doing here as a FaceTime kind of thing. You do a FaceTime with a personal trainer for 30 minutes and you get one-on-one instruction. So you don't have to go to the gym anymore or go to a personal trainer to have that interaction with a personal trainer. They can see you and talk to you, and right back, you're seeing and talking to them live in real time, and getting personal one-on-one instruction. And the cool thing about the Reflect, our product is called the Reflect, is the mirror, is it you have that reflection of yourself. So as they're working out, you get to check your posture, are you doing the exercise correctly? All of that stuff at the same time. So you're getting immediate feedback, not only from the personal trainer, but from the product itself.
So, all right. So there's a couple things about that. First of all, the mirror is so cool, dude. I love that. I feel like I'm in the Jetsons or some, sci-fi movie when I see those things. I'm like,
don't tell anybody, but we're going to get you one. That way you can test it.
Oh, that would be cool. So, listen to this.
I don't want to do one-on-one with you in the morning, though. We'll bypass that, but we can do some. We'll get on there and compete.
I'll wear the Speedos with your logo, man. It'll be killer. It'll be a great way to go bankrupt immediately.
Where are you going to put the logo? That's what I want to know.
You mind your own business. But I'm sitting here thinking about how cool that is and how fitness has gone to the next level. And this is, that we are years away from just a hologram that will be projected into your room. And I went on your website, echelonfit.com, and I looked at some of your trainers, and some of your trainers are local.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a number, but the rest of them are spread around.
Miami and Chattanooga, and then we fly people in. Like we've worked with Denise Austin. I don't know if you remember her, but she was in the 80s, 90s, and her daughter Katie Austin. They actually have a program together, a mom and daughter kind of thing, where we do some things with them. Billy Blanks from Tybo fame is on our platform, as well as we've got some celebrity endorsement stuff coming, but ink's not dry yet, so we'll save that for another podcast. But this is getting a lot of notoriety. If you can go out there and look, and there's a lot of celebrities who have bought our product and posted about it and stuff, and they're getting tremendous feedback because it's such a cool thing. And the thing is like if you live in city life, and your apartments are small and things, you don't have room for treadmills and ellipticals and things like that. So this mirror just hangs on the wall, and it's out of the way, and it's fitness whenever you're ready for it. You might need a yoga mat and a couple hand weights, but other than that, it's out of the way, it's convenient, and live and on demand. It's really cool.
I got a couple of friends of mine that are heavy into boxing, and I've done that, and that's what I was going to ask you. I'm ready to see your heavy bag with sensors in it that can come out. I've got my buddy so you ought to get him in on the mirror. He's a professional boxer. He moved out to Vegas. He's actually
a boxing category, so I'll get him in touch with our content officer. He can go down into the Choo and actually film classes down there.
Well, he moved out to Vegas, and he's training with Mayweather. He's his group out there.
Okay.
And so he can come back to. He's from Chattanooga, but he could do a boxing thing in front of the mirror. That'd be good for people.
Yeah, we film right there at the studio at the Chattanooga Choo every day on the green screens, and we have kickboxing, boxing. Of course, Billy Blanks has his new boom boxing, which is his new workout. He's done Tybo 2, and now he's doing boom boxing. Is his new thing.
If you want a kid to do it, I can hook you up with the guys at YCAP. They got some teenagers to do one for kids.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We're actually trying to expand content to include kids because we want to make this product for the family, because kids would enjoy this as well because they get to see themselves and watch them do all the stuff. It's been popular with the kids too, so we're definitely expanding into that category.
I think one of the main questions I have for you is, what does Kevin Wright teach? What classes does he teach?
He teaches the how to eat. Crash him on here. We love Kevin, man. That's one of the best men I've ever met in my life, and love him like a brother. And he came on last year and it's taken our specialty and commercial business for a ride and expanding. He's doing great, but he has a bike and he does take classes, so he's trying to firm up that COVID-15 or whatever. I'm sure he's trying to tone it up a little bit, but
maybe he could do a class on how to keep your head shiny.
Well, I can't really go there either, man. I'm politically challenged as well. So, but no, he's done very well. And I know he and Julie, his wife, they have a bike, and I think they have a mirror as well. But they use it all the time. Kevin's actually pretty fit and trim for Kevin Wright status.
I saw him 2 years ago at another company I helped do some marketing and advertising for, and he came in the lobby, and he's probably, since we used to run around a lot more together, he had probably lost at that point 25, 30, maybe even 40 pounds. He looked great.
Yeah, he looks good.
He looked great. And there's my
look anyway. Let's not give him too much credit.
He looks as good as he possibly can.
That's right. With what he's working with, he looks pretty good.
Let's talk about the future a little bit for you guys.
Sure. And
I know you say you're developing some new stuff, and I'm assuming, because you've mentioned a lot of the questions that I had, you've got your pitch down, dude. You've answered most of them, but your main demographic is to be affordable for the people that cannot get the $3,000 to $5,000 piece of equipment.
That's right.
And I'll throw this out there. I think it's great when somebody goes, well, it's $500, $800, $1,000. It does seem like a lot, but I challenge people to look back. If you're a gym member and you're paying $10 a month or $30 a month, if you've not gone to the gym in a couple of years, you've already spent that.
Exactly.
And you're not getting anything for it.
Yeah. Obviously we have financing, things like that we can help people out. No interest, things like that. But $500, if you're thinking about what you're investing in, I'll take it to another level. If you're working out, what they say 3 times a week, 20 minutes a day, right? Just think of the health problems that you're preventing. So there's doctor bills. There's your diet. You're buying more clothes if you gain too much weight over the last couple of months. Things like that. I mean, it really it pays you back in the end. It's totally worth it. But we do have, and we have a sister brand called Fit Nation that is products under 500. They don't have the Bluetooth connectivity that the Echelon products do, but they do offer, we do have programming on the app that you can utilize that equipment and work out for, $200, $150 for one of our flex bikes, things like that. So we definitely have something for everybody, and that's what we take pride in. And I think that's why we've been able to have the impact or the demand in a retail space, is because there's not really a connected fitness company that has something for everybody, and it really resonates with retailers.
I've done several podcasts, one with a mutual friend of ours, or we know them. Ed Jones owns Nutrition World, has a great podcast called The Holistic Navigator, and then one with Chastity Snowden, who's World CrossFit Games lady, lives in Boca Raton. She's a coach. But one of the things that we've talked about is, from everything that happens to us in life that's bad, if we try, we can find some good.
Absolutely.
That's the challenge. One of the things out of this chaos and tragedies and just the overall melancholy that has come from the COVID is there is a big focus now on the vitamins, the foods we eat. And if this is the new world where we're going to keep getting hit with these type things, my body is way better at handling it 30 pounds less than 30 pounds over.
Absolutely. I have rheumatoid arthritis in my lower back, spondylitis, where my spine and my breastplate or my sternum try to grow together. And I've been dealing with that since I was 15. And the more I exercise and stretch, and if I can keep it below 230, 220, 225, somewhere in that range, I feel I don't wake up sore, and I can tell amazing differences with arthritis, because circulation helps arthritis. And the only way to get the circulation is the cardio. You got to get cardio in your life. So, I mean, there's tons of benefits from working out. Mental, a lot of people are struggling. There's movie stars, even people the suicide rate has gone through the roof because of COVID, and people are just at home and they're lonely and they're depressed. Exercise, man, those endorphins that you get when you exercise, they can bring you right back up.
Well, and we've said it a couple times, but it's the exercise along with the community. If you can't get to your community,
right? If you can't leave your home, if you have medical conditions, or if you're in an area that's still on lockdown, you have hundreds, if not thousands, of people right there to communicate with and work out with and compete with, and then go on, Facebook or Instagram or whatever and communicate with these folks. And you have, they love to interact, and people love to tell you what they've done, right? They love to brag, and you get back and forth, and it's just a great sense of community all the way around.
Do you like, I'm sure you've tried all the products. Are you a bike or a rower, or which one kills you?
I'm a rower guy.
Rower kills me, dude. I love it.
Well, you work, I think there's 83 muscles you work when you row. So a bike is okay, but I'm not gonna lie, riding a bike has never been my thing, just because it hurts, if you know what I mean.
I do.
We have a bigger seat. I put the bigger seat on my bike because I have a bike at home, and I use it occasionally, but for the most part, I like the rower because I feel like I'm getting strength and cardio at the same time. Plus, I'm working my lower and my upper body all at the same time. So for me, the rower is my choice if I had to choose one.
Well, I'm on your website right now, and I'm looking at your rowers, and dude, they are awesome. And see,
so you can store them. They actually fold up. They scissor up together.
Do they really?
Yeah, I don't know. They should have it on there. A picture of showing it how it does that. But yeah, they fold up and they're portable. There's wheels and a handle that you can move them around your house. If you need to move them out of the way, you can do that. All of our products are portable. They all have wheels attached to them. Our treadmill, which we're launching in October, is really cool. It folds completely flat. You can push it under a bed, or you can stand it up tall and roll it into a closet to get it out of the way. So we take in consideration, space in a home, what it takes up. Yeah, there you go.
There's some pictures right there.
Thank you. The top left is the mirror, obviously the Reflect product. That's our big bike. That's the EX5S. And then down low is the rower. That's the one with BYOD, or bring your own device. And then later this year, I think in October, we'll have the one that actually has the same screen as that bike does. It's a 22-inch touch screen that will actually be on the rower. But those things are really cool. Right where her feet are, there's a hinge, and it actually bends up and folds in half right about where her feet are. So it's a great product. A lot of popularity. We actually won like product of the year at CES, which is a show where Samsung and Sony launched their products. We actually won an award there for a rower, which was really cool. Wow. We have the Bluetooth technology and all of our stuff. So it's been exciting, and the rower coming out later with the screen, the treadmill coming out, and then next year we've got our whole line of commercial specialty products, as well as our what we call our Maserati or our Lamborghinis, right? Our higher end $3,000 or $4,000 products when come out. We're going to have the first ever curved touchscreen on our big bike, on our elite bike. There's not, if you look it up, there's no curved screen touchscreens in the marketplace, and we're going to put one on a bike.
Tell me what the benefit of that is. When people hear that, why should they go, oh, that's cool?
Well, a couple reasons. One, we're building virtual reality into our products, so that when you have that screen around you, of course, you'll have the goggles on. But the other thing is virtual rides. So we have rides like you're riding in Australia, or you're riding in France, or on the beach. The beach one's really popular because you turn it on in the morning and you hear the beach sounds, the ocean crashing on the ocean, and you just pedal. Like if you don't even want to take a class, you don't have to. You can ride on the beach every morning just to get the blood flowing.
Wow.
So if you have that screen, it kind of curves around your head, it gives you more of an immersive feel to the whole experience. So it's really cool what we're doing. The virtual reality gaming, we're trying to, competition, what we were talking about earlier. If you put gaming into exercise, that's where kids get involved. You can get your kids to play games and want to win. And heck, adults, we want to win, right? We want to beat whoever we're playing against, or whatever kind of game it is. So there's all kinds of technology we're working on.
Does this save your stuff? Does it save your data?
Yeah.
I mean, in other words, can I see where I'm at now versus 30 days ago? And can I see where I am now compared to Chris 30 days ago?
You can't see other people's because
Gotcha.
there's privacy issues, but you can see yours, and you track yours, and we track your rides. We give you, T-shirts and medallions that for your 100th ride, your 200th ride, your 500th ride. We have reward programs and all that stuff where we send you some swag, things like that. But you can track every ride, every class you've ever taken. If you like to track your, maybe I only did, because we track the RPMs and your output, all your metrics are on there. So you can see how well you did your first ride versus your 500th ride, and see 500th. That's hard to say.
You picked it out, man.
Right. But yeah, you can track your thing. And if say you take a live class and, it was last week and you really liked it, well, you can go back in and click that date, and it shows you what class you took, and you can click it, and that way you can just take that same class again. Because some people will get loyal to an instructor, or there's a type of music. One thing I was wanting to tell you earlier, and we kind of moved through it real fast, was we have all our licensed music. So Sony, Warner Brothers. So you'll hear all of your favorite pop, country. One thing we've done is a gospel ride where we actually had a pastor come in and give a sermon while we're doing a class, which is really cool for Sunday mornings. We're trying to, like I said, we're trying to be fitness for everybody. And but we have all of our licenses for our music, which, some competitors, not to be named, but they don't have their license. So they have house music. So it's just generic music where we'll have, Justin Bieber,
the new stuff,
or whatever. Yeah, whatever's on the radio. We have country rides. We have, soundtrack rides. We have theme rides. We're coming up. For early week in September, second week in September, next Friday, we're actually going to do a silent ride to remember September 11th, because, just a silent ride where we have a quick memorial kind of, the instructor's going to read something just to help, remember those people. And then we're going to have a silent ride.
That's cool.
To memorialize the folks that lost their lives on that day. So we really try to come up with stuff that is for everybody and that everyone will appreciate, because
you need to get people like The Rock just to get in my ear It's what you ought to sign him, man. And just go, and just make it very personal. If I want to pay
I
extra,
don't know if the boss man
Clint.
write that check yet.
Clint, you
Big check to get the rock in there.
fat tub, go harder. Come on, Clint.
Right. Jabroni. Yeah, we could, yeah. Rock is one of my favorite by far. But no, we've actually investigated bringing him into the mix, but he comes at a premium. So
little money.
It's all money, baby. So, but we've got some cool talent, some cool celebrities that are involved, and things that we're doing for the future. We're going to do a partnership with Corona beer nationwide, which would be really cool. I'm very excited. They actually came to us and wanted to do it. Partnerships with Under Armour, and then we have a couple of celebrities we're working with. When that ink dries, like I said, we'll do it on the next podcast. So some cool stuff coming.
Let's wrap it up with this, man, and we'll just talk a little bit of more personal stuff. As you've gotten older, you're still in the weight room and stuff. Yeah. But how's it changed for you? I had this conversation with Ed Jones, who again owns Nutrition World, the Holistic Navigator podcast. Several of my friends I've had on podcast. Me and Gunnar have talked a little bit because he's way younger than me and he's younger than you.
Yeah.
But as you get older, man, the goals change except for one goal. We really want to try to be in the best shape we can for whatever age we're at.
Absolutely.
How's it changed for you?
So, I mean, younger, you know how it is. You want to see how much you can bench, how much you can lift, how much you can squat, right? It's all about numbers, metrics, and how you compare to other folks. And I think now what it is if I can just not jiggle, that's kind of the idea, right? I want to make sure my arms are still pretty firm, probably not lifting as heavy, doing more reps than anything else just to help maintain, strength. Obviously, I still want to be strong, but at the same time, I'm not trying to kill myself with throwing a bunch of plates on there and trying to squat it either. So for me, it's and I almost want to lose weight. Like used to, I wanted to be big, right? My goal was, I want to be huge.
Yeah.
Now, like I just want to fit in a large t-shirt, man. Like I don't have any admiration to be 250 pounds, nothing but muscle anymore. I was like, if I could be like 210 and firm, I'm good.
I just don't want to walk by a mirror and get disgusted or get surprised. Like, who's that guy? What is that?
Right.
How'd you sneak it out? Right. I'll tell you something, and you said it about arthritis, man. The older I have gotten, I start realizing, and I wouldn't change a thing, but the joints are what have suffered over the last 50-something years. Yeah. And I'm getting to an age now to where I want to do things to keep me strong and in shape, but really try to get my joints prepared, hopefully for the next 20 years.
To that point, you know what I do now that I didn't do before when I was younger? Stretch.
I was getting ready to guess it. Stretch.
Yes. Like, not to plug, but the Mirror, they have yoga and Pilates both in that.
I've started doing some yoga poses here, man, at my house.
I'm not bad at yoga. I mean, that stuff's not easy. I'm just going to tell you, you can make fun of it all you want to, but you do an hour and a half of yoga, you're done for the day. Like you're done. But stretching, lower back stuff. Obviously, a lot of people don't realize you got to stretch your hamstrings for your lower back. The hamstrings actually pull on your lower back and posture, obviously, but stretching, and then technique lifting. I've been, speaking of Gunnar and other guys I've watched, is making sure your posture is good when you're lifting, because as you get older, you see those guys that do those little short curls or whatever, but then they walk around and they can't open their arm all the way up. So really it's more about technique and doing things the right way, but stretching, to your point, man.
Here's the deal.
You got to stretch.
I used to be able to do this right here, and it didn't do anything for me. Now doing this right here, oh, that feels so good.
Oh man!
When I was 30, I didn't even feel that. I was like, "What are you doing?"
I know. I played baseball, so that stretch right there was the common, early on stretch, and now it's like, stretching honestly is wonderful. And my normal stretches, even the ones the doctors have told me to help, limit the effects of the arthritis, have been yoga poses like the Cobra, where you lay flat and then you just lift your head up and go this way with it. Oh man, that does miracles.
Well, I'm trying to combine several good habits every day with that. I've included my not yoga, but mine's more of a stretching. So right. I include my stretching with a lot of my quiet time or getting ready for the day, where I try to be grateful. I try to go through my brain, say my prayers for people, say 2 or 3 things I'm grateful for, and get myself ready for all the negative or the crap that may come my way.
And I just turned off the TV, man. I can't handle all that negativity anymore. I'm done with it. So
social media is not much better.
Well, I had to unlock my Facebook for this so I could hang out with you for a little bit. But as soon as we get off, dude, I'm probably going to jump back off of it because honestly, I'd rather just live in my little bubble. You know, I'm Southern, so if you come knocking on my door, I've got my guns. But other than that, I don't need a whole lot else, man. I just enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, work hard, and I just try to keep my nose down and keep going because all that negativity you can get. I mean. They're talking about anxiety is through the roof. Well, no kidding. You watch the news. I mean, I don't know how you can sit there and watch a whole segment of news and not feel like the world's coming to an end. So,
well, and it's not really news anymore. It's opinions.
Yeah.
And then when I get through watching the mainstream opinions on news, then I go to Facebook where it's all my friends who I know none of them are experts in virus. None of them read the Constitution. They can't remember it, but all of them are all of a sudden experts.
Yes.
And so I agree with you. I'm on it because that's where I make some money at. And I do these videos of podcasts. But a great way to get rid of that anxiety is to get on a rower or a bike.
There we go. Absolutely.
You like how I did that, didn't you?
There we go. Hey, that's why you are hosting the podcast.
That's right. Echelonfit.com. Go check out their gear. Go check out their products. Follow them on social media so you can find out when they have new products coming out. Check out their instructors and just stay in touch with them because I think you guys are doing some great stuff. And I do believe that fitness is it's changing. It's always changing.
Everything. Yeah, absolutely. And it's not going backwards. It's going to get more high tech. That hologram thing you talked about earlier is not too far away. Things like that all that stuff's going to happen. And we just got to roll with it. So,
all right. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
I appreciate your time, man. Good luck to you and your family. And thank you very much for the time. And anytime you want us back on, we'll be happy to be here.
Maybe we got to do this at least once a month. We'll kind of do an update because you guys will be changing quick.
Absolutely, especially fourth quarter this year after October, it's going to get crazy because you'll be able to all your patrons will be able to see all the products in all the stores and things like that, and anything I can do to help you out, man, and help us out and have a little fun in the meantime. Let's do it.
Hey, next time let's pick out a couple instructors. We'll bring them on and talk to them about what they do, why they do it.
Okay, I'll see if Nicole wants to. She owns actually here in Chattanooga. She owns Tangerias down there by Coolidge Park, where she takes reclaimed parts of Chattanooga and makes art out of it. Well, she's one of our most popular instructors as well. So she's really cool. You can see her bio on our website. If you go to instructors and then go down, you can actually see her story a little bit. So she's cool.
Sounds good, man. Thanks, buddy.
I appreciate your time, Clint. Take care.
See y'all. Bye, everybody.